To tell you the truth, I never think about the subject of what I'm doing. I only think about the quality of what I'm doing. So for me, making music is like a form of religion for me, because it soothes the heart and increases the pleasure of the brain. And most of all, it's very enjoyable to express something that you can only hear and can't see, which is not bad, you know, and everyone gets the same benefit. That's a pretty good equalization there, you know. Plus, I've been playing music so long, it's that my real concern for the things that I would like to perfect in music is to heal the suffering, the pain, and the what is it called? When you're lonely.
Solitude.
Yeah, solitude, and when you are depressed. Music seems to be a very good dose of light that cause people to feel a lot better. And I think improvising is even freer, because everyone gets a different feeling from improvising. It's not different where everyone is hearing the same movements, you know, because in the music that I do, I write out all the music, but I write everyone a different part, so they can make a contribution to the whole. For me, I mean, I don't call it composing. I think I've been calling it sound grammar, and for a better technical part, I call it homiletics, you know.
Especially with the title of the new album being Sound Grammar. For those who are new to your music,
yes.
Can you do the explanation of sort of this theory, this approach that you've developed?
Well, between language, what we call electronic words that goes through different frequencies to express thoughts and moods, and most of all, look at the amount of instrumentation that sound is involved with. If you count all the instruments that people use for sound, it's almost impossible to stop counting. I mean, from a whistle to a big tuba to a violin to a sax to it's many things that make a contribution to sound. And the most eternal thing that makes a contribution to sound is your voice, the mouth, isn't it?
Constantly.
I mean, yeah, and not only that, imagine how many different words that have a different meaning for the same sound in the form of human. You know, I don't know how many different languages that human beings speak on the planet, but it must go up at least into the thousands, right? And it's nothing but sound making a relationship to what it's meaning for your brain and who you are in relationship to what your environment and what your race is. So basically, I guess you could say sound is to people what the sun is to light, something like that, you know. Which I don't want to sound like I'm being very intellectual, because I'm not, you know. But from the fact that I have been in this business for a long time, and this is a moment of many moments that I've had, and I'm always trying to make sure that they become beneficial by not taking up all your time to say something that doesn't mean anything, or to say something that someone is going to hear it that might be more interested in doing something they haven't thought about. I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that human is more important than technology. The one thing that's really amazing is that I think of music as being sound that is improvised, right? Which means that there's no fixed moment where that one thing is more important than another, like a play or something, because sound has no parents. I mean, you know, I mean, imagine what's for sound, we wouldn't be talking. So that alone puts us all in the same room, you know. And since I've been playing music since I was a teenager, and I wasn't composing then because I didn't even know that you had to compose music to play. I mean, that composing music meant different than just playing. And since I have lived to become this age, I'm beginning to realize that time hasn't changed the meaning of anything that has to do with sound. Because sound, imagine, what is sound? It's something that you hear, right? I mean, is it air? What do you think it is?
Well, you start to say that it's you know that it's movement of air and that, but when if it's percussive or if it's a different thing too.
How to make it active is one thing, but what is it in relationship to being in the form that it's in? As far as it's obviously it's invisible, but it's not inaudible, right? And not only that, but imagine, look at what we are as human beings. We all have a different voice, and we all express things with a different tone. And sound allows that to happen, which means sound has a very important part in the human genome, something like that. You know, and music just is a rest period to enjoy it, coming at you without any device other than your ears. I prefer to think of sound as a form of invisible emotion, you know, and the depth has no limit. You know, it brings tears, it brings smiles, it brings anger, it brings all kinds of moods, you know, and yet it itself is not having any damage, you know. If someone cuts you out, you're ready to fight, but you can't get back at sound for that. Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. Sure.